and he's been better. Fourth game back was the game at Ole Miss the other night. He scored 16 points. That's
all right, Yenzers. We got an 86-82 game. We're laying the ball up. We should be shooting threes. We're shooting threes. We should be laying it up. This team here, this is an interminable. You got to give the Vols credit for fighting back, but boy, what an interminable end to this game. Goodness gracious. Al, give me a level check. Alex Myers, give me a level check.
Check 1-2. Check 1-2.
Sounding good.
Just a game that won't end.
Just a game that won't end. Brian, and thank God the regular season's over. Brian, give me a level check.
Here we go. Here I am.
Bri, the Vols are going to finish.
Here we go again, White Snake.
What's the number? There you go. What's the number the Vols are going to finish at, Bri? In the conference.
It looks like it's going to be fifth.
No, what's the final record going to be?
21 and
11 and 7.
10,
11 and 7 in the league.
11 and 7.
That's not bad. That's not bad for this team.
Just think how much better it would be if they could make a free throw.
Oh, hey,
like normal.
You know,
I mean,
these guys are.
How much better will we feel about the season?
These guys just aren't. They're just not sound. I mean, on top of a lot of things, they're not. It's not a very bright team, and they're just not sound. But other than that, they played very hard. I got no problem with how they played today in terms of how hard they played. Because they've got a bug going through their program right now that's just nasty and something fierce. I mean, just an absolute virus of all time. Carey today blew chunks right in front of Mike Keith and Lofton. I mean, just threw up basically came off the court and just blew right in front of them. Kind of gross. People in the front row, those of you that spend the big money, you got the up close and personal today. Got some DNA on you. But Vandy just throws the ball away, 86-82. 6 seconds left. Al, you like Vandy's execution here at the end, and do you like how the officials have swallowed their whistle here on this end? Are you for it or against it, Al?
Like the proverbial hold my beer.
Yes.
For a team that struggles to finish.
Yes.
I don't know which team wants to give this thing away more.
Yes. And our crowd on the postgame likes to bitch about officiating. The Vols have gotten literally every call in this game. They got guys coming over the back. They're hammering this team. 3 ball on the way, no good.
Fouls,
bounces around, and that is your ball game. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is Garza Law Tennessee basketball overtime. Thank goodness that game is over, because that was like 5 years. Look, if you're going to lose, just go ahead and lose. I give Tennessee a lot of credit for the way they fought today. And here's the backstory on this game. And look, I'm not here to make excuses, but I'm listening to Mike Keith driving home in the first half. Tennessee can't throw it in the ocean. It's totally miserable. But he and Lofty are doing the post game, and Keith says, right now we're getting beat badly on the boards. The only chance Tennessee has to get back in this game is to get in the mud. His term, rather. They did that. They about drug Vanderbilt right into the mud at the end of the game. At one point, it is a 4-point game with 15 seconds left after the second consecutive Vanderbilt turnover, just quick turnovers after Tennessee makes a layup, and Gillespie shoots a 3-ball for some reason. Why would you shoot a 3 there? You lay the ball in. You don't need a 3 there. The math doesn't make any sense. So the Vols fall 86-82. And here's the backstory. Bishop Boswell was sick today. Carey got sick during the game today and threw up on the floor. Barnes isn't going to say this, but they have a couple other guys that aren't feeling well. And Tennessee was forced in this game they were forced to feature Evans, who had 24. Look, no Evans, no chance. Evans kept Tennessee in the game. Gillespie had a miserable day from the field. Just a miserable final game in Thompson-Bowling Arena. 5 of 22 from the field, 1 of 11 from three-point land. And I guess if he makes that three ball at the end, all could have been forgotten, but I don't understand why he's shooting a three ball there, but I'll be visiting with him on at the Tip-Off Club on Monday, and I'll be interviewing him up there as part of the program. I don't think I'll ask about that shot, but I will talk to him about this year and about today's game. Boswell playing sick today, out there with a fever, committed just a crazy foul for his 5th foul to take him out of the game. Carey, again, throwing up, played 12 minutes, did not record a scoring stat, but did get 5 rebounds in the game. And we've got Alex Myers, Brian Hartman in the house, and yours truly, Tony Basilio. Bri, I'll come to you first. Your thoughts on what we just witnessed, and then we'll go to the phones. And by the way, 865-200-5402 were presented by Marcos Garza and the Garza Law Firm, online at garzalaw.com. Shout out to the great Marcos Garza. Go ahead, Bri.
Just a very disappointing start to the game, the first half, but they offensively, in the second half, they look like they could beat just about anybody. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, when they started hitting shots, they couldn't get stops.
Yep.
And Akpar, give him credit. His blocks is really what, if Vanderbilt got a shot up, it was going in. But if they didn't, he usually, if they missed, he was probably behind it because he blocked him down low. And I don't know how many blocks he had, but that kept him in the game. And the three ball that they hit after Evans had a three, it was a 5-point game, probably around 4 to 5 minutes left. The last thing you can do is give them a three right back. And they let him have one in the corner wide open.
Yeah.
And I thought that was, if they were going to get back in the game, that was it.
And Vanderbilt,
that was the recipe.
Vanderbilt wins for the first time in Knoxville since 2017. So 9-year drought for them. The team split on the year. Tennessee got away with some real rough stuff there down the stretch. Again, dragging a team into the mud. One could say they should have been pressing earlier. Alex, at one point, as we bring Alex Myers in, you point out the non-scoring lineup that the Vols were forced to go to at the end because you had Boswell fouled out. You had Berg off the floor fouled out. At one point, you have Masamba in the game along with Gillespie and whom, Al?
I think it was Amari Abrams, wasn't it?
Abram was out there. Who else was out there? Abram was out there.
I think Dwayne Brown.
Brown was out there. It was a mishmash. Masamba was out on the floor. I mean, it was because you have guys sick. You have guys that are, you have guys that you're playing without your best player anyway, and Nate Ament. I give Vanderbilt a lot of credit. There were a couple spots in the game where they could have folded. The Bing kid hit a big three ball for him, and then he came back and hit a near three, and he finished 4 or 6 for the day. And if Vandy was going to win, because I'll tell you one thing, this nickel guy is pretty good against most teams. He plays against the Vols. He can't play at all. He's doing crazy things out there, throwing the ball away. The Vols are way in that kid's. They're way in that kid's head. He had 5 turnovers today. I mean, he is just freaked out by the University of Tennessee. But it was rough. Rough watch.
Vandy was 14 of 22 in the second half. 14 of 22.
Yeah,
and can we get rid of this damn 1-and-1 rule? No other level of basketball has that. It's 2026. Imagine if the Vols were just average at shooting free throws. How would we feel about their season right now? Probably a hell of a lot better than we do as it is.
Another differential in the game. Brian's right to point this out. Vandy was 84% from the line, 27 to 32. Now, their problem is they couldn't even complete at the end of the game. First 30 more seconds, the Vols were going to win that game. Vandy would have turned it over out 5 more times, wouldn't they? And we would still. Yeah. The game took forever Forever to end. Dr. Z DDS says we won one quad one game at home all year, Bri. Probably not the most, shall we say, probably not the most memorable home season for the home side. But hey,
Well,
5-4 on the road in the league. Or no,
Louisville,
I'm sorry.
was that it?
6-3 on the road. What were we, Brian? The league on the road.
5-4 on the road and
5-4.
6-3 at home.
Yeah, not bad. The team's 11-7. That's about who they are. Really, at the end of the day, I mean, it's about an 11-7 basketball team. Maddening, weird basketball game today. As the Vols lose 86-82 to Vanderbilt. Tennessee, again, I'm not making excuses, but they looked sick, and they played sick. 6 of 24. Evans is the guy they love out of this class. Evans, I'm telling you, there are teams coming after this guy. They're going to have to pay him to keep him. And I know they're going to pay him because I know they love him. But there are teams in the Northeast like Villanova that are all over this guy. And you saw why today. He's got tantalizing ability. Estrella had 20 today. Estrella's going to be another, when you look ahead to next year, he's going to be another decision for Tennessee. I said this on the Daily Show this week. I'm going to repeat it again. Tennessee thinks somebody's going to throw 7 figures at him or high 6. And he's making like 400 right now. There's no way if you're Tennessee you pay him $900,000. I don't think. Unless, to me, he looked like today he was having, what do we call that, Al, in the NFL or in baseball? The contract year. He had his contract year today, right in front of us. Where's that been all year? The last couple games, he's exploding off the floor.
Well, it's real simple, and it's one of the things that nobody talks about with NIL that if I was a coach, I would fully embrace. I wouldn't be mad if other teams were coming after my guys. I would say, hey, go earn it. We'll pay you. And I would have that conversation with Estrella and be up front and say, you got 2 to 3 weeks to earn it. If you play like you think you earn that for the next 2 or 3 weeks, and if he plays, because they're going to need him, clearly. If he earns it, we'll pay you. Great. If not, good riddance.
We're going to go to the phones. It's Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime, presented by Marcos Garza, the Garza Law Firm, online, garzalaw.com. Here's the deal. As we go to the phones, I want you to remember that this team played really hard today. I want you to remember that these guys did not quit. I want you to remember they trailed by double digits for most of the game. And they were sick and they were injured and they gave it their all. Now, if you want to come on here and go crazy and rip this team, go for it. But I'm telling you right now, they're beat up and they're played by their best player, and they could have folded it in and they could have gotten beat 20 today. Because the way that game started, it looked like that was going to happen. But Gillespie today literally might have had his worst day of the year. And the damn Estrella guy went off. He went crazy today. Oh. Hey, and I want you to close your eyes and think about this now. Because amen, we never pretended in my neck of the woods that you were going to see amen today. And I don't know if Tennessee's the 4 seed. There's still an outside chance they're the 4 seed. Don't ask me how. Brian's going to explain this convoluted thing to me. But there's still a chance they're a 4. I don't know. Let's go to the phones. 865-200-5402. Dave says he's on hold already and he's coming in hot. We don't screen our calls here, so I don't know, where Dave is. I feel like I'm playing that roulette game from Russia. Brian, you want to explain the tiebreaker as we go to the phones?
Here's what I can't understand.
Go ahead.
The 4 seed plays on Friday at 3:30 in the afternoon.
Yes.
And the 5 seed plays on Thursday, the day before, in the same time slot.
Let's freaking go. So we're going to either be the 5 or the 4. Is that right? Or can we fall? We can fall like all the way to the 7, can't we?
it looks now I'm not sure Tennessee and Vandy who has the tiebreaker. I know Tennessee does have the tiebreaker, but Texas A&M.
Yeah.
And Kentucky, Missouri both losing knocked them out. So I don't believe they could fall lower than 6.
Let's go back to our phones and get our next call in. Hi, you're in the air. Welcome in. It's Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime.
Tony, it's Zach
Z.
from E-Town driving back. We've been in the car for 35 minutes, went to McKay's, and are already back on the other side of the school, and the game just ended a few minutes ago.
So you left early? How many minutes left when you guys walked out?
10 minutes and 19 seconds.
So you saw that script coming, and you said, screw that. What were you doing when you heard them climb back in it and almost and then Gillespie got that ball with 18 seconds left and a 4-point lead and shot a bad 3. It wasn't even a good look at it. It was a crazy shot. I mean, I don't understand it. It's kind of part and parcel for what we witnessed today, but for the life of me, I don't understand what he was doing.
I don't either. I even had the chance to go talk to his dad, and
cool.
And we were talking about just. I said I appreciate your son, and we've been watching him, but it was okay. So the whole team was sick. I mean, I get that, but watching that team kind of made me sick for the first at least 30 minutes of that game. And also another bit I have is you say Jalen Carey blue chunks over there.
Yes, he did. He threw up. Yeah.
Do you think Danny Dimes is going to charge those lanyard folks for a meal? Is he going to put a meal on their season ticket bill for that Carey explosion?
I don't know, but Mike Keith was funny today. He goes, trust me and Chris Lofton when we tell you that Jalen Carey is sick in his stomach. Well, and I was like, oh, boy.
Yeah, they definitely play like it. The first half, I mean, the illusion of the game against South Carolina where it was, quote, Dunk City, unquote, which it was. I mean, it was because we were playing South Carolina.
Of course.
And we were able to get away without playing with Ament.
Yep.
They just killed it. You know, it's so funny. The first half, they abused us in the paint.
Yep.
And then in the second half, they went to their 3-game, and then we kind of started to come alive. I don't know what to make of this team. It's one of those teams that you hate. Let's just be honest. and I just can't. I don't even know what to make of it. I don't even have a good. It's hard to analyze from a basketball perspective because it's hard to tell what we're doing at times.
Yep. One thing about this team, even on a day where they were awful, they got 18 offensive rebounds. They out-rebounded this team 40-31. The problem was in the first half, first 6 or 7 minutes, Zach, at one point Vanderbilt had a 9-2 lead in rebounding, and that's when they got out to a 12-point lead. We were dead to the world when the game started. We were flat-footed. We weren't ourselves. We looked slow coming to the table, and if it wasn't for Evans, we would have been literally buried at halftime. Buried.
Yeah, they played our supposed game with that inside and
yes,
our
they did.
defense
Yes,
was
they
horrible.
did.
More turnovers than rebounds at one point. We just, this church league ball, it's infuriating. I'm curious. I bet Negative has been on hold since probably the first quarter. But I don't know. I guess it'll be interesting to see if we can get the bye. I don't even know if it really matters. But anyways, it's just
we'll explain it to you. Brian's got the formula.
Tony, Tony, you said if you had to, you'd rather play with Gillespie than missing Ament more than missing Gillespie.
Yes.
Are you still on that train?
Yes, because he's my point guard and he handles the ball all the time. Of course. Yes.
Yeah. Well. All right. Yeah. You got. All right, guys. Thanks.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, I'm on that train. I mean, Gillespie was miserable today. He was as bad as he could be. But I'm gonna tell you something. This Evans guy, and you can go ahead and laugh. He's got a high ceiling. They love him internally. He's got a high ceiling, like high. But, he's not used to playing. So he missed 2 front ends. Is that kind of what happened?
Yeah, and that's like a turnover.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
And get rid of that damn rule. Come on now. I mean, it should have been gotten rid of years ago.
Back to
two free throws after the 7th foul.
Back to the phones we go. One of these calls could be negative, Dave. Let's get our next one in. Hello and welcome. You're on the air.
It's not Dave.
All right. Welcome in. You're on the air.
I'm Greg. How y'all doing?
Hey, Greg. Been better, been worse. Solid basketball game today by both teams. And from Tennessee, showed a lot of fight considering the spot they were in.
Yeah.
Yep.
A while no talk to you, but anyway.
Yep.
I'm watching baseball and basketball at the same time.
You got to love it, man. It's alive.
And,
I was at the ball game last night with my lovely bride, and we had a terrific time at the baseball game. We had a lot of fun. What a great win by the baseball team last night. What a great crowd in there. Just a beautiful stadium. Just a lot of fun. Great night for baseball.
It was a great win,
yep.
And I think Ford hit a home run a few minutes ago.
Yep.
I believe it's Ford.
Yep.
But they're coming around. You know, LSU, they've been beaten like the fire out of, and a few other top-ranked teams have lost. So baseball is going to be up in the air, I think, for a few weeks, who's going to be on top. But going back to basketball, here's what I've got, guys. Not much to say. They did not impress me at all on the court. They're late getting on defense. They're late getting the guys, if they even get to them, on the three-point line. Too many wide-open threes for them that Tennessee's not getting in the damn game. Tennessee's giving them wide threes. We're not getting those. Plus, our players have got to put this in their mind every damn time they play games. Free throws will win you a damn game. You hit the front end of all these you missed today, you win the damn game. If it turns out the score Vandy has is the same score. They got to realize that. If you're not comfortable with your free throwing, go out there while nobody's there watching you and shoot free throws. Get a little more easier on the free throw line, feeling a little more easy on the free throw line. That's all it boils down to, guys. We hit the front ends that we miss, we're going to win the damn game. That's all I got.
Greg, thank you. When you look at the numbers today and you consider that Vanderbilt was throwing the game away late, Tennessee was still fighting. And by the way, when he jumps off, a line available for you at 865-200-5402. Again, 865-200-5402. I want to remind you we're presented by Marcos Garza and your Garza Law Firm. They're online at garzalaw.com. Available 24/7 at garzalaw.com. Marcos, I look forward to seeing you Monday over at the Tennessee Tip-Off Club, where I'll be interviewing Jacoby Gillespie, who had put a three ball up with 18 seconds left. It was nuts. I mean, you got to drive to the rim there. But you think about this. In the second half, you had an opponent shoot 63% on you in your building. You had an opponent that went 50% or 71% in the second half, 5 of 7 from three-point land. You had an opponent that went to the line 25 times and made 21 of them. You hardly stopped them in the second half. You clawed from 10 back. You got to within 4 with 18 seconds left. Now, you lost the game, but in the process, you missed 2 front ends of ones and ones. Neither of these teams were stopping each other down the stretch. Really strange game. Want to shout out my friends at VIP Play, then we go back to our phones. You can go claim your VIP Play welcome bonus. You bet $20, you get $100 in bonus bets instantly. The promo code, the phrase it pays, is T. Tony. VIP Play, 200 leagues are live always, numerous bet types. My Flyers are getting ready to face it off at 5:30. Take my Flyers. They're rolling. They're rolling with Nolan tonight as the Volunteers tack on another one. And it is Ladies and Germs No, they didn't. They stop him. Now they got a guy caught off this. What is? How's our third base coach, who's our manager? Don't even get me started. I'm going to rip our manager during a live read. I'm not allowed to talk. I'm not allowed to talk about baseball during the basketball thing. 200 leagues, live always, numerous bet types, props, options. You got a bet in mind, VIP play. Team will create it for you if it's compliant in the state of Tennessee. That's why everybody gets treated like a VIP over at VIP Play. 1-800-889-9789. 21 and over are located in the state of Tennessee to place a bet. Look, the Vols have a flawed roster. They didn't have their best player. They fell today. You know, que sera, sera. I'm not shocked. Are you shocked? They don't have Native men. I mean, were you shocked they lost today? And Vanderbilt shot the damn lights out. But the nickel guy hates playing the Vols. Nickel guy, single-handedly in that second half, kept Tennessee right in that game. He was like a one-man run for the Vols. That guy was awful in that basketball game. So we go back to our phones and get our next call in. This Elander guy, managing third, coaching third, needs to get in the dugout. Hello and welcome in. You are on our Garza Law Tennessee basketball overtime. Hi.
Hey, tell me what happened last year. Vanderbilt baseball came to Knoxville and beat Tennessee 2 out of 3, didn't they?
And swept them, didn't they? They beat them 2 out of 3. You're right. No,
they won. Tennessee won one game.
He's right. They beat them 2 out of 3 because they beat them on that Sunday. Yep. Kind of an ugly game. You're right.
And then Vanderbilt's football team came and nailed the stadium and beat the shit out of Tennessee, didn't they?
Yeah, it was probably a good thing that happened, looking back on it. But yes, you're right.
And then Vanderbilt came to Knoxville on senior night and sent the corpse on the sideline home with a loss.
What's a corpse? What does that mean?
That's our old coach on the sideline.
Come on, Dave. That's not fair. Come on, Dave. I know we're all.
I mean, are we going to sit here and are we going to settle for mediocre in everything? Because that's where we are right now. Mediocre is everything, Tony. Now, this basketball team is exactly the same teams he had the last 7 years of his tenure at Texas. And that's why they fired him. I want to say 7. 1 year he went 16 and 18 and didn't make the tournament of that last 7 years.
Yeah, he's
he is such a mirror of himself. He's doing exactly. He had that 6-year window at Texas where he went to 2 Elite Eights and a Final Four and a Sweet 16.
Yep.
And he's done the same thing here. And they better get rid of this guy before he runs it straight into the ground. Y'all have a good day.
Does he believe that, Brian, or is he just saying that for effect on here? Negative.
I think he really believes it, and he's got some folks that have joined him.
Brian, overreacting to a loss to Vanderbilt?
I would say there's people that, well, yeah, I mean, that's what people do. They overreact.
Alex, does today's result, when you consider that Ament didn't play and was not going to play, and they have a flu bug basically going through their team, the worst kind of bug where you're puking. Alex, does that surprise you they lost today? Dave sounds like he's just apoplectic and shocked.
No, and I tend to be on the emotional side after games, but I'll be honest with you, Tony, for whatever reason, this game today, maybe it was because I kind of expected it, but I'm kind of much more in the middle. It doesn't surprise me that Dave's where he's at. I think he believes it. I'll just say this, and unfortunately I got to jump off, Tony. I got a prior engagement, but I'll say this. To me, the Gillespie struggles is representative of a guy who, even with Ament, has had too much of a load to bury or to carry throughout the year.
No doubt about it.
Now, as we get towards the end of the season, like that last 3, I'm with you. He should have driven that ball. However, you look at it, he was way off, and it was because he was short. I think he's got dead legs. To me, that's a guy who I would just keep off his feet. And then as far as the free throws, Ament's your best free throw shooter. So obviously you need him back. But if you look at this team and where they were, and this is probably why it doesn't surprise me, you look up and what are they, 11-7 at the end of the season?
Yep.
That's if you go back to some of our first post-game shows back in like December or right when the SEC slate started.
Yep.
Pretty much where everybody was at was somewhere, except for Dave, who I think said they were going to be under 500. Pretty much everybody said this is probably an 11, maybe a top 12-win team on the upper end of the spectrum. It's pretty much what they were. And so now it all, not to oversimplify it, but it all goes back to what we've said all year, which is when you get to the second round of the tournament, can Ament lift you? And we'll find out soon enough. But to me, that's why I'm not overreacting, because this team, to steal an old NFL line, we are who they are who we thought they were. They're pretty much who they've been all year.
There is zero doubt. And thank you, Al. Have a great day. Have fun with the kids tonight over at the Ice Bears. You can score a TD, a T3 3 every time. A T3 3 of my friends at T3 Vodka. Handcrafted it. Majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Filter 10 times 80 proof. Ask for it by name. 5-time gold medal. Winning vodka. Continuing to rack up awards. Premium vodka experience. Ask for it by name. T3 Vodka. We go back to our phones. I want to shout my friends out at Calhoun's. Today, Tony, what were you doing, Tony, in the car? I was craving. The last time we did a Saturday afternoon game, I ate ribs. The ribs. And yesterday I was down there with Bino. And somebody was eating ribs in front of us. And God, they smelled so good. And I couldn't get it out of my brain. And so today, I went for some carryout. And I got the full rack. Because I'm going for it. All right, we're going to go to the phones. 865-200-5402. This Wright State team's pretty good, Brian. But I want to shout out the Taste of Tennessee. I want to remind you, we're at Calhoun's on the river during home Fridays. Bri, if we play... do we play Thursday or Friday this week, Bri? Do we know? And what's the scenario before we go back to the phones? Because we might have to do a watch party down there.
I think Vanderbilt has the tiebreaker, and it looks like they'd play Thursday in the afternoon session about, I guess, 3 o'clock, 3:30, somewhere like that.
Yep.
But if they finish fourth, they'd play Friday at the same time.
All right.
And look, I think Vandy and Tennessee both would have a tiebreaker over A&M because they both finished with a better record against the other two than A&M did, because they both beat A&M.
I want to shout out...
And then they beat each other.
I want to shout out Sam Needham, whose birthday it is today. Sam, happy birthday to you. The world's better because you're in it, my brother. You're a blessing to me here in the chats all the time. And shout out to Alan Ward, WeShipFloors.com. He's the best, dude. I mean, look, he's having a super sale right now because the Supercore floor is going in to retailers. And he's got a ton of first-run stuff he's got to get rid of. And he's got to make room for the new stuff. So you got him. You got him right where you want him. And I'm going to tell you right now, he going to make you a swinging deal. And the stuff's great. I mean, it's his first quality. First run, anyone. I mean, it's so next level. He's online at WeShipFloors.com. Let's go to our phones, and it's SHIP, S-H-I-P, not what Tennessee did in the bed today. But happy birthday to Sammy. Let's go to the phones. Or as John Adams and my grandmother like to say, happy birthday. A little broken English there. Oh, the day of your birthday. It's your birthday. So the Vols throw up on Sammy's birthday. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey guys, Joshy boy.
99 colors for $1.79, Joshy boy. Come correct.
99 callers, yeah.
99 colors. Come correct.
Yes. So, Tony, what did most of us say in the beginning of the season? This team doesn't have a consistent third scorer on this team.
No question.
Yeah.
And now we do. Because you know what?
Let's hope so.
If I'm the Vols, when I get Nate Ament back for the tournament, the big tournament, I'm taking Bishop Boswell and I'm putting him right over there next to Coach Rick Barnes, and I'm playing that kid from Pittsburgh the rest of the way. I'm riding him.
Do you think he'll do it, though?
I would do it. I make my team better. When I take a game like today and I discovered something, and I'm going to learn from what I discovered.
Yeah.
Because now I got a two-guard I can play. I've grown him.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. So we shot like 33% in the first half. I think that really killed us, and I think Vandy making shots wasn't in the bingo card.
No, wasn't on my Cinco card, Cinco, who's at the baseball game right now. Wasn't on my Cinco card. I agree with you. And we didn't defend well. Look, we were just kind of dead to the world, you know?
Yeah, Tony, why this season do you think this team is so bad defensively?
They're just not. I mean, look, all year long, they've been, top 20-ish defensively, but they're not a Rick Barnes defense. And I don't know. I don't know. That's for them to autopsy, but they know that. They know that internally. They've had moments where they've been very good, but this year, today, they didn't have juice, so they weren't going to defend today.
Do you think they're going to have to at least win a game in the SEC tournament to keep that 5 seed in the NCAA tournament? Do you think if they lose, they could get a 6?
I think that you cannot make any proclamations at all when it comes to the nature, because it's all fluid. It all depends on what happens around you, and there are a bunch of teams kind of bunched together. So going one and done is not going to help their cause in the tournament, Josh. It's just not.
Yeah, out the door. I think in my lifetime, I hope I'm wrong. I don't think we're going to get to Final Four in his tenure. This clown's never going to get to one. See ya.
865-200-5402. Another vote of confidence for Rick Barnes. So the way this is going to play out, I want to shout out my friends at Walker's Painting and Waterside Contracting as I do it. But I will tell you that if Florida beats Kentucky, the Vols are going to play at 3 Eastern Thursday against the winner of Ole Miss and Oklahoma. And then the winner would play Vanderbilt in the same time slot, Bri. That's how it's going to play out. That's if Florida, we have to cheer for Florida right now. If Kentucky, or Matt Dixon's got to cheer for Kentucky. If Kentucky beats Florida, the Vols play at 9:30 Eastern Time Thursday, Bri, against the winner of either Auburn or Mississippi State. And all fairness to Brian, who was talking about the 2 mirror time slots, this thing is extremely confusing. Figuring out, like right now, it is the most convoluted thing in the world, but that comes from somebody internally. Let me read it to you one more time. Somebody who's got the earpiece in over in the TBA says the following. This is how Tennessee believes this works. If Florida beats Kentucky, Tennessee plays at 3 Eastern on Thursday against the winner of Ole Miss and Oklahoma. The winner would then play Vandy, same time on Friday. If Kentucky goes ahead, and Brian, what's the updated score in that one?
It's 45-30 Florida, 2 minutes to go in the half. I want Vandy again. I want Vandy healthy with everyone not having the flu.
The Byington guy, I respect the hell out of him. He does a nice job. Now, his team was leaking oil down the stretch, and they're short players. I mean, the Collins kid screwed them, and they kind of limped down the finish. They have an incomplete roster, kind of like we do. Tennessee and Wright State in baseball, by the way, It's the middle of the 6th, 5-4 game. Wright State just played at 2 runs. Tennessee missed a send. In college baseball, a send you got to send, and a ball hit the right field last inning. Because our manager on third base, I don't know what we're doing, and got a guy in a run down there. And was lucky that he got back. I mean, Jays Louise. But Tennessee will play 9:30 Eastern Thursday against the winner of Auburn, Mississippi State. If Kentucky can come back in this game, which isn't going to happen. Look, I'm not telling anybody how to think. You're free to your opinion on here. I'm never, you know me. I don't care. I'll argue with you. If you have a bad take, I'll argue with you. But why are you getting so worked up over a game where, first of all, they're holding him out, okay? They're holding him out. He's going to play. Just everybody relax. That's the first thing. The second thing is the juice isn't worth the squeeze today. Okay, so you play another game in the tournament. Speaking of squeeze, you had guys throwing up on your team today. Like literally. And still trying to play. And you had a ragtag team in there at the end of... You had Abram on the floor. You had Brown on the floor. You had Masamba. I had a Masamba sighting. And they pushed Vanderbilt right to the end today when it was a double-digit game for much of the game. Look, if you want to get all worked up about today's game, answer me this, okay? When the real tournament tips off, what impact is today's game going to have on anything? Besides, maybe you found Evans. All right, let's go to the phones. I want to shout out my friends at Waterside Contracting. You got a dream about buying some land? Waterside Contracting, 2 of you so far have had them build a home for you. Now, that's pretty incredible. Now, they're pretty blown away by how qualified our audience is, the calls they've had. I'm not surprised by it, personally, but it's amazing the work these people do. Just amazing. Check out their website. WatersideContractingLLC.com. It'll speak for itself. And their go-to painter is Walker's Painting, because when it's time for a fresh coat, you run, you don't walk to Walker's Painting, whether it's interior, exterior, whether it's commercial, whether it's residential. And Alan, I got to get you with my friends at both those places. Remind me. Because if you mention you heard Walker's Painting on here, you get 10% off your first job. And again, several folks have done it. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Check out the ad over at tclub.team. I go back to our phones. On a day where Tennessee loses, Kentucky's getting absolutely obliterated. So Mark Pope flirted around with that 4 seed. And what are they going to be, Bri? Like a 7?
Yeah, they could drop maybe to the 8-9 game,
yeah, 8,
potentially.
9, I mean, a 7 in the SEC tournament, Bri.
They'll be, they'll have to play. There may be a chance they may have to play Wednesday.
Because they have the top payroll in the league, and they might curtain jerk down in Nashville. Because they below. Not only are they not a main eventer, they're a curtain jerker. Look that up there. Oh, you know what? Matt Jones knows what that is because he owns OVC now. Hello and welcome in. You are on Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime. Hello.
Hey, Tommy. It's Jack.
Hey, Wartburg. Welcome in, brother.
Y'all doing all right today?
Brother, it's a blessed day to be alive and well. I've got some Calhoun's ribs waiting on me, brother.
That sounds lovely.
Oh, my God.
Tough crowd. Tough crowd on Barnes here today.
Oh, God, dude. You're not going to do it, are you?
No.
Okay.
You just mentioned Pope.
Yep.
What would these fans do? Are they forgetting where we was at one time? I mean, how would you like to get rid of Barnes and get Pope, somebody like Pope in there? Then what?
That's right. How would you like to be Auburn and have Bruce and then look over there and see Steven effing?
Yeah. I mean, have we not been to back-to-back Elite Eights?
I think we've been to back-to-back Elite Eights, yeah.
Have we watched Barnes grow a young freshman kid to one of the best players in the country?
Man, God bless you, dude. You're coming hard today. I love you. You're so right. You're so right, man.
And I hope I'm not wrong. I mean, I think this is probably, he's been hurt for a while, nagging injury. This is probably the best thing for him.
How about the Evans kid today, man? How about the future for him? How about growing him? He's a playable, viable. I'm telling you right now, I'd look at Bishop Oswald and say, son, I'd wait till he feels better, but I'd look at him and I'd say, son, we found out something the other day when you didn't feel good. Look up Wally Pipp. I want you to look him up when you get an opportunity. I'm gonna teach you a little something about baseball history, because I'd Wally Pipp him. You got to have a guy that can score, man, at two guard.
Yes, and so maybe he's been hiding right underneath their eyes the whole year.
Maybe, or maybe he's just grown to the point where today he was ready to do it. But he did it in the clutch today. They almost won because of him today.
This basketball team is growing freshmen.
Yep.
Okay, you can look at other programs that we got. Some of their other programs that don't grow freshmen.
Yep.
Okay, and then you've got these players are developing under him.
Yep.
And then they waste no time at going out. And I've heard you mention in the past week or so that they've already got a couple. And I've heard rumors of who they're going after, scores. They don't waste any time.
Nope.
On doing things like this.
Nope.
And then he loses really kind of a meaningless game. I mean, that SEC tournament don't mean anything to me either. You go down there and you lose the first one, that gives you more rest for these players that's played hard. The way they came back and played, you had players, like you said, sick on the sideline blowing chunks, and you had your best player not even playing. And then Gillespie, that's improved defensively a ton this year. And then you got people calling in the show that thinks it's the end of it. They want him gone.
You're having, in my humble opinion, okay, you're having an awesome, awesome phone call today. Awesome. You're the copper card. Call the day. No doubt about it. Not because you're sheeping it up, but because you've really put some thought into this today. You really have.
Let me tell you what solidified this as a meaningless game to me. When you got one of your callers that loves basketball more than anything, and you can tell it with his calls. And he makes a hour-and-a-half trip to many ball games, late at night, midweek games.
That's him,
Zach.
That's him.
He leaves with 10 minutes to go in the ball game. That tells you that this game don't mean much of nothing. And we was down all them players, and we had the bug going through.
Yep.
But them players still showed a lot of effort today. I think the big things coming for this team, and I think people will see it over when it gets in the NCAA tournament. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you, my friend. Brian, your thoughts on Wartburg's copper card winning phone call?
Well, it's why I say my harshest criticism for the damn 1-and-1 rule. Because given the circumstances, it doesn't shock me they got beat. It doesn't shock me they got beat either. And two of Vanderbilt's players, I think Tanner and, as Mark said yesterday, two of their players, the Duke Miles, both had good games, and it was going to be hard for Tennessee if they did.
Yep.
And this is a little bit of an off-the-wall kind of fact, but it's so interesting. The state rivals within the SEC, they're all 7-0 against each other on the road, with Alabama, Auburn tonight.
Wow.
Texas A&M and Texas beat each other on the road. Ole Miss, Mississippi State did the same thing. Tennessee, Vandy beat each other on the road. And Alabama won at Auburn.
Send me that for the blog, Brian, would you?
Yes.
That's really interesting.
That's something that I know many people probably are thinking, where the hell did he pull that out of? But it's just so interesting how the road team has had a lot of success. We've talked about this. The team playing on the road this year has had really a lot of success in SEC games.
Brian, question for you before we go back to the phones. Auburn, Alabama, excuse my ignorance. That game's being played where tonight?
That is in Tuscaloosa. Alabama won at Auburn last month.
So they'll break that chain. Okay.
So it'll finish still. It'll be 1-7.
That's a remarkable number, Brian. And by the way,
because I sure wouldn't hold my breath that Stephen Pearl and Auburn are going to keep that going.
No. Back to our phones we go. And then you got Ohio last night finishing 30-0, and I'm sure Bruce Pearl somewhere is shitting on them as we speak. No offense to him, but let's go back. Let's go back to our phones.
Ohio.
Yep.
They went from a team that was going to be loved by many, not Ohio, but Miami of Ohio.
Yes.
To the way they acted at the end of that game. Now you got people hoping that they get snubbed.
That was called not good. Let's go back to our phones.
Was not a good look.
Not a good look. Hello and welcome in. You are on our Garza Law Tennessee basketball overtime on a day where the Vols fought at Vanderbilt, but I think competed and played really hard for where they were. They were up against it today. Hi, welcome in.
Well, hello, Tony.
Hey,
Howdy,
Richard,
boy.
welcome in, buddy.
Oh man, good to be in, and good to follow up some of these calls. I tell you what, listening to again negative, and then of course Joshy Boy and his take at the end was horrible as well. First of all, let's say I'm not every single year are we finishing right top 10, but let's see. Both of them are talking about how Rick Barnes, one's running us into the dump.
Yep.
Rick Barnes is basically a loser, but yet Tony, be honest.
Yep.
Just as far as a basketball program from wins, rankings, everything, attendance, are we a top 10 program in the country?
We're totally an elite job. There was an article in The Athletic this week that said that the Tennessee job is one of the premier jobs in college baseball. It's not even close, okay? Not even close.
So what are some of the – I know we all want to get to the Final Four, but if Rick Barnes is a loser, then that means Ray Mears and Bruce Pearl losers too at this program, right? Because neither one got to a Final Four.
I would say that's correct, yes. By that criteria, That's correct, yes.
Yes, absolutely. And so just ridiculous calls that these guys are having. Let's just put it this way in this game. Like you said, the sickness, Nate Ament not playing, got horrible offensive start, no doubt. Scored over 60 points in the second half. But this game came down to one thing. The bad part of the game was that their point guard played like an All-American. He had an outstanding basketball game. Ran the team, made tough shots.
Yep.
He was hard to guard.
Yep.
Played at an elite level, Tony. And Gillespie had an off game. Let's still call it. He didn't have a very good game. He turned the ball over a lot, didn't make many shots. And so at the end of the day, this game came down to that position alone in the game. And Gillespie didn't have to play equal to Tanner this game. He just had to play good.
Yep.
And we didn't get that out of him. But guess what? We found some other things. We found Evans, who, again, you see his confidence growing because he's believing in himself. Estrella is playing again. I think he's finally over his injuries. He's playing with confidence. And so if you get those two guys can come along in the party once we get into the NCAA tournament, Tony, and Ament is healthy, I don't understand. This team can do some wonderful things in March.
You are speaking the straight truth, my friend. I saw a lot of things today that give me hope.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't understand. Even Ethan Berg played some good minutes out there today. And so, I don't understand. Yes, Vanderbilt, I'll just take all my hats off because they made every big shot they had to make to keep that lead. And they were outstanding offensively. But you know what, Tony? When they are playing at their best offensively, they're a hard team to guard for everybody in the country because they do have an elite point guard and they do have guys that can shoot it from the wings and they run good offense. And so, take take your hat off, man. They were at full strength, and they played as good as they could. We weren't, and we battled the whole game, and we gave ourselves a chance to win in the last minute. And that's all you can say, man. So hats off to the guys gutting through today with all that was going against them, and they did their very best and came back. So I'm not going to poo-poo on nobody, man.
Thank you, Richard. Great phone call. And on the Ethan Berg point, I'll just say this. That's kacha, as we say in the Holy Land. That's I'm going to go 6'7", 6'7". 6'7", 6'7" on that.
And you have to figure that Gillespie's not going to play like he's handling lava anymore.
Well, I mean, Brian.
At least we hope.
Richard's right, though. Now, all of a sudden, I've got Estrella up there playing the game above the rim. Just like I'm going to get the taste of Tennessee, and I'm getting the ribs. He was above the rim. But the Berg guy, gotcha. I'm going to go 6'7", 6'7" on that, Richard. He's when he hit the ball off the side of the backboard in the first half, I thought to myself, you're probably going to bring that up in the post-game show because you're a comedian and you're like a cheap shot artist. Brian, what did you think when Berg smashed the ball off the side of the backboard? Besides, I wonder if that shot goes in Bino's gym over there at Spurgeon Chapel back in the day.
Well, as someone who's tried to play basketball in the past, I've been there. I've certainly been there.
Boy, this Negative guy is commentating, and he said Tennessee's 1-3 in their last 4.
Hey, about Berg.
Yep.
Someone sent me a text saying that I'm sure the Israelis are glad that.
Let's go back to our phones and get our next call in. Hello and welcome. It's Connexial, Knoxville's own transportation logistics tech company, proud sponsor of your My 20 drive of the game, which I'm going to give to Gillespie there, who drove after not allowing a 3-ball. But let's get our next call in. Hello and welcome. You're on the air.
Tony B, Vincent Vegas. Remember me from the other day? I had to change my name to Vincent Vegas.
Welcome in, brother. Good to talk to you.
How you doing, my friend? Hey, listen. You're a great fan of making musical references by way of song title on your show. Would you agree?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'd like to give you Tennessee basketball history. Right. So let's start with Negative. If we go to Aerosmith's greatest hit.
Yes.
Okay. It seems to me when he says that we got to get rid of Rick Burns and we're going to improve our program, and he needs to dream on. Yes. And maybe he's a little jaded.
He's a little jaded, and Negative's always here to draw the line. If I can give you another Aerosmith title, and Negative's got Bright Light Fright. He's got Bright Light Fright as well. Negative does. He's a real clown.
Now, with regard to Tennessee basketball, I would like to say that I think our head of our university sports athletic department kind of is like, dude looks like a lady.
No, you mean the Queen Danny? Poor Queen Danny, man. Queen Danny, buddy. He's going through it right now with his that basketball, that women's basketball hire. That's not good. That is not good.
Now, Tony, your wife putting up with you, she's just an angel.
She sure is, my brother.
And whenever she makes you cook, I guess you're crying.
No question. You're bringing it to the table today, man.
Let's talk about the game a little bit. That was a very encouraging game.
Yes.
If you get in a tournament, you got probably one of the top 10 players in the country going to be ready.
Yep.
And you see Estrella today, and then Amari Evans. is showing us an awful lot about how good Brick Burns can recruit. Is he not?
There's no question about it.
I mean, that guy almost single-handedly won that game.
Oh, they love him. They love him. He's going to be a hot commodity now. Teams are trying to poach him away, but you're right. You're right, man. You're right.
Well, what about some sweet emotion, Tony? Because sweet emotion is the 2 times I was sitting in the stands when Tennessee went to the Elite Eight. That was some sweet emotion.
Do you feel it coming on? Do you feel it coming right now?
I don't know about the Elite Eight.
Feel it in the air tonight?
I fear the 4 or 5 seed.
Fear the Reaper?
I fear the 4 or 5. I can see the Elite Eight from the 6th seed because I think we can beat a 3. I'm just not sure about taking out one of I mean, looks to me right now like your top 4 seeds are going to be Duke, Michigan, Florida, and likely Arizona or possibly Houston. Now, obviously, we did beat Houston earlier, right?
Yes, many moons ago. 2 different teams.
Well, we still beat them. I just don't like the 4 or 5 slot. I'd rather be a 6. Wouldn't you?
Well, you might get your wish. If we go home early in Nashville, you might just get your wish, my friend.
And let me ask you a question. Wouldn't you, at this point, did you see that last shot, Gillespie shot?
The last shot
from
or the 3 ball?
That he barely drew iron. He's got no legs, Tony.
He's roached. Yes.
He needs to sit.
Yeah.
We should sit him and Amen for the tournament that doesn't matter.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm kind of a germaphobe. I don't know how close I want to get to him on Monday. No offense. And if I was in that locker room today, boy, I'd be standing 10 feet away from everybody with a mask on. I appreciate your call. Thank you. 865-200-5402. Brian, are you fired up for the Burns era and what Burns has done so far here?
I'm surprised he wouldn't keep his cousin DJ Burns on the team or didn't play him more, given how they're related.
KONEXIAL.com. Shout him out. Say it, know it, and write it down. Brian, what's the Connexional drive of the game? I got Gillespie's drive there, the final 2 points for the Vols in the game after he shot the 3 ball the previous possession.
I think it's Evans when he shot a 3 ball that put him down 5 with about 4 to 5 minutes to go in the game.
Damn it, I love that Evans guy. Not afraid of the big
think
shot.
It's got to be something from Evans today, just given his career game. That was incredible.
KONEXIAL.
So I'm going to go with him.
KONEXIAL.com. KONEXIAL.com. Today's game doesn't make me... I'm not as sore as many of you are. I'm just not. Now, I'm not like saying we're going to go to the Elite Eight like that guy is. I don't see that. But, hey, more power to him. And the tournament's weird and it's random and it's got an anything can happen nature to it. And Negative is really a human rain cloud. But, hey, it's how he takes sports. It's how he experiences them. He gets, I guess, perverse joy in being a sports fan that way. And we'll go back to our phones on a day where it's Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Brian. Hey, Mickey.
Hey, welcome in.
Could you guys tell me a reason why? So, Jack from Wartburg wanted to whip Tony Vitello's ass.
Yes.
And he's praising Bruins today.
Yes, he's grown as a caller.
He's grown as a caller.
Yes, he has got new skin on him.
Tony, why does it take 31 games to find out that Evans can play?
35 games to tell.
31.
Right?
And we finally realized that Evans can play?
Because he got a bigger opportunity that he's had before with Amen.
Why?
Thank you, Brian.
That's part of it.
You made my point. Why?
Thank you, Brian. Because he had a man in front of him holding it down.
So let me get this straight, too, also.
Yeah, hit it.
How do you explain Berg getting all these minutes? The last 2 weeks.
Berg.
The last 2 weeks.
The fascination with Berg. I can't explain it.
One more question before I let you guys go.
Yeah, I can't explain it.
Caldwell, her first year, got to the Sweet 16, correct?
Yes.
And we want her gone.
I don't want her gone. I said yesterday I know very little about that sport, but I don't see how Danny White can bring her back. But I don't want her gone.
If you left Caldwell here for 43 years, do you think she'll get the one Final Four?
No. After watching her act, negative. No, and I don't mean to be negative, Dave, about her.
We'll see about that. My God,
if you left that lady here for 43,
watching this basketball?
If you left her here for 43 years, you'd have about 5 fans coming at the end of that 43 years.
She would have won 2 games with Kevin Durant.
Oh, come on, that's not fair. She never coached Kevin Durant. That's not fair.
I know who did, and won 1 game with him
when he was 18 years old and weighed about 50 pounds. Come on, that's
Tony.
not fair. Come on, now.
Tony.
Hey, come on now.
I know you're at the tip-off club, but eventually this is going to stop because we're not going to win another game this year.
I criticized the kid for the 3-ball he shot. What do you mean?
Tony?
I criticized.
What are you going to do when Stephen Pearl knocks you out of the SEC tournament?
No, we're not playing Stephen Pearl. If we play Thursday.
What's going to happen if we do?
Oklahoma. No, it's going to be Oklahoma. Brian, I don't know that we beat Oklahoma Thursday if we see that Oklahoma bunch the way they're playing right now.
Beat no one.
They might
well, it's going to help us that they had to play the day before.
They might play their way in. Big ZD in all capital letters.
Anyone that thinks this was a close game.
Hey, Paulie, the Big ZD, the Big ZD just said in all capital letters on YouTube, he lost his sister Jean with an exclamation point. So apparently you have fans out there, man. I don't know what to say.
The only way this game could have got better is if we did isolation for Euro. Remember that? Wake up, sheep!
Wake up, sheep! My friends at Alumni Hall, look, we love this season right now. You've got 3 balls over there. You got grand slams over there. You know, what a time of the year this is. And my friends at Alumni Hall have you covered. Listen. The baseball game last night, so many people were outfitted in beautiful stuff from Alumni Hall. The baseball swag, Bri, is so beautiful, is it not? I remember when we didn't have a baseball program, Bri. People are walking around. And you know what I didn't see, Bri, last night? Is no Vitello jerseys in the stands. They were conspicuous by their absence. I want to encourage you.
It's been a pretty good day for the stick sport so far.
Line drive and dribble into Alumni Hall for some slam dunks, some grand slams and home runs too. It is absolutely outstanding. I want to hear from you on the show of record, and we would love to hear from you. If you want to get in the mix and in the hunt with us, this club is this basketball team. I mean, look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They're a player short and they're not very smart. But I saw some things today that encouraged me in that loss. Let me list a couple of the things, okay? First of all, they should have gotten beat by 15 with the way they played. They were dead to the world when they started. Because they play so hard, they only went into the halftime down 10. That's something. Vanderbilt was scared out of their minds to win the game at the end. And the crew that was doing the game, and look, we get a lot of bitching that goes on. I'm up, let the guys play. Always have been. And pretty much that's the way Lennox's crew kind of called today's game. Obviously, both teams in the penalty lane. I mean, it got slowed down late. Obviously, we get that. It was slowed down on purpose by Tennessee. They put Vanderbilt on the line constantly. And Tennessee, once they missed their 2 front ends of their 1-on-1. Did they miss both front ends, Bri, the 1-on-1?
I think they missed at least 3 in the game. That's like 3 turnovers.
By the way, over at Alumni Hall,
that's potentially 6 points that they left out there.
The Hall Pass rewards, you spend $150, you get $10 every dollar you spend. And here's every $150. The thing is, though, you download that app, who knows, they might pop some in your app. Alumni Hall is incredible. Just incredible. Did they just ground a double play? You got to be kidding me. 5-4 game through 7. Tell you what, this Wright State bunch, they ain't bad. Vols are up 5-4. Just an absolute tailor-made 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. Go back to our phones. We'll get as many calls in here as humanly possible, but Alumni Hall is the ultimate Vol shopping experience. You listen around the world, you want to get something, you want to take advantage of the savings, go to alumnihall.com online. As I remind you, my friends at Dos Equis, Cervezas Mexicanas in beautiful White Plains, New York. Boy, this weekend, what a great time to crack open some ice-cold Dos Equis. I was in the park today. So beautiful out there this morning. And you know, I was thinking to myself, the only thing that can make it better is a nice cold Dos Equis. But let's go back to the phones. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York. Let's get our next call in. I was pleased that Tennessee didn't quit today. I was pleased to see the Evans kid show the kind of ability and range that he showed. And I was pleased to see that this Estrella guy was getting off the floor like he was a freshman again. Now, I'm going to say this with Estrella, and I don't mean what I'm about to say here, but when you see him play like this, what's the thought that pops into the back of your mind? If you're keeping it real. Because I'm a Sixers fan, and I watch Joel Embiid on a nightly basis at times explode off the floor. And you know what I always think when I see Embiid explode off the floor? Well, I'm not going to say it. It's going to go unspoken. But it's Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime. Presented by Marcos Garza, the Garza Law Firm, online at garzalaw.com. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
Tony, what's up, brother?
There he is. What's up, Reggie? Reggie, is today your birthday?
Dude, I ain't Reggie, brother.
Happy birthday to you.
Hey, man, thank you.
Can I sing it to you? Can I sing it to you?
Yeah, get the guitar out.
Happy birthday to you.
No, call Bill on his cell phone.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to the artist formerly known as the Ridge Runner. Happy birthday to you.
Dude, they had to lose on my birthday. I mean, what the hell is wrong with them?
I don't know. They got sick on your birthday. I know that. You got people throwing up on the rich people, courtside.
Well, listen, man, the stuff is growing. Like the pollen, like literally, it's all just sinus colds, and it's going around. It's trying to go through my house. I eat vitamin C and zinc and try to, but
Sammy,
anyway,
hey, Sammy,
yeah.
Sammy,
So,
there's a certain strain of that stuff when you lived in Colorado that was good for this time of the year, brother, if you know what I mean. I don't know if you can get it in South Carolina, and you better stay away from downtown Danny Brown on Patrol Live, because if he smells it in his vicinity, and he can smell it from 3 miles away, you'll be in big trouble in Little China.
well, listen, man. Thursday night, I tied one on.
There you go. The night you called in, you were really out of it. The night you called in, you were pretty roach the last time you called in, too. No offense to you. You were kind of slow.
And it's my birthday, and I was supposed to go have a massage, and
I
had to send my daughter because I was too inebriated to go up there.
Well,
but then I just canceled. But anyway, dude,
you could still accomplish that though.
Well, listen. Thursday night, I was like, I'm going to the game. I told my buddy because they were talking about going, and me and my buddy walked in there for $20. Okay. We go around to section 102 to meet a friend, and my buddy sees a guy he referees basketball with, and he's like, I'm going to go holler at him. He's an usher. His buddy's an usher, and he's down at the front right behind the Alabama bench. He goes and talks to him, and he points at me. He's like, come on, and he's pointing right at the first row behind the Alabama bench. And, Tony, I knew right when the game started, about 5-10 minutes in, I was like, we're going to lose. This is bullshit. And they lost 7 in a row. Is that right?
Yes. Oh, you're talking about the Lady Vol game the other night. You saw that live?
I was in the first row behind the Alabama bench.
My Donna me, that was some ugly basketball, man. Woo! That team.
Literally.
Do they play hard, in your opinion? Do they look at the Vols today, how hard they played, throwing up on the – literally, you got Bishop Oswald out there with like a 103-degree fever. You got a gal throwing up. You got me about throwing up because Wright State about hit a ball out of the park to give themselves a lead in the 8th inning. He just missed it by.
On the SEC Network?
It's on ESPN Plus. He missed it by like 7 feet, if that. Okay, so back to this though. Kim Caldwell's team, okay, because Polly Joe brought her up. Tell the living listener how hard they play when you're watching them up close.
Tony, I really quit paying attention, kind of, but
yep.
I mean, there was some fouls that were missed, but it was really, it was really like, how many times are you going to chunk up a three and watch it bounce off the rim before you start doing something
Thank you.
else?
She recruited a team to play a 3-point system that can't shoot threes, and they don't run well on defense at all. They don't move well. But other than that, and she had a player say an unspeakable thing to her on the sidelines. But other than that, she's got full and complete and total, the girl that got benched, she's got complete and total control of her program.
Listen, I was like sitting with the Alabama coach's family, so I was trying not to be too loud. And like at one point, though, I said some shit loud, and their assistant coach turned around and was like looking at me. And
you
I was
can't
like,
control yourself, Sammy. That's what I love about you. I've had to run you off this show so many times. You can't control yourself.
Listen, on the way out,
yeah.
Tony, going back to this team, okay? Screw this tournament. Screw seeding.
Yep.
Where are we going to be? What seed? It doesn't effing matter at this point.
Yep.
Barnes has proved he's going to pee down his leg in the tournament time and time again.
What? Not you!
Tony?
Sammy, it's your birthday. You can't be carrying on like this on your... What, are you going to spit on your cake later?
Tony, I'm about to eat a ribeye.
Let's go!
This damn... It's always been, somebody's going to feel this.
This year we're going to feel it.
And we have never said that all year. We have not said it,
not with this team. I don't believe this team. I don't believe
Screw the SEC tournament. Rest Ament. Bring him back. And just go to work. And let's go to the Final Four in Indianapolis.
Now we're talking. Okay, he's talking about the SEC tournament. Brian, I agree with that. I could care less about that Southeastern Conference tournament. I don't care if I fall to the 6th line.
Hey, I want to wish Sammy a happy birthday, and it sounds like he's having one despite everything. Despite the loss, he's having one.
Sammy's roached. That's what Sammy is, and I appreciate him calling in. He's borderline blasted. And Alan just said he put a ribeye on the grill just now for Sammy. In fact, we had to make that we have a pretty nice grilling day around the area. Everybody put a ribeye on for Sammy.
We've got Conzo's omelet and Sammy's ribeye.
Yep. Back.
We got a new thing.
Back to the phones we go. Hey, Zach. Zach wants to know what Cooper said to Kim Caldwell. Zach, think of the thing that you say to somebody when you get really, really angry to them. It's 2 words. And the first word begins with an F. So we'll go back to the phones. No offense to anybody here. By the way, we're performing our best with our friends at Performance Medicine. They're online at performancemedicine.net. Ladies and gentlemen, performancemedicine.net. And I love them. They're incredible. They want to keep you healthy and treat you healthy and keep you well. And look, the schedule I keep, the hours we work here, the madness that we do, come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Brian, give me an update on the Kentucky game because I'm watching the baseball team.
It is Florida 66, Kentucky 48 with 10:44 to play in the game.
Florida has run through this league. They're not like we're not even here, haven't they, Brian? They've just cut through the league like a hot knife through butter, haven't they?
Yeah, I don't know how many double-digit wins in a row this is for Florida, but they're going to go 8-1 on the road, and their average margin of road victory, I think, is somewhere around 18 points a game.
Damn!
They lost by 2 at Missouri to open,
open
the SEC way back to open the SEC slate.
They're beating this league literally like they're mad at it. And here's the thing. They only got like the 4th highest payroll in the league.
And they have a shot to be the number 1 seed now because number 1 seed because Connecticut lost today.
And by the way, Alex pointed this out earlier. You know who won the Big Least? How about the guy who's had more plastic surgery than Madonna? And that's saying something. I'm talking about Slick Rick. Slick Rick up there in Jamaica, New York, with your Johnnies. He got them back on top, like Luke Hornaceka's back in power. Gah! Slick Rick has had it pulled back so many times. I mean, he looks like a wax figure. Gah! Let's go to the phones. I think I'm going to get some work done. I was looking at myself the other day in the mirror, and I was thinking, man, I wonder if there's anybody out there that would be willing, to trade a facelift for me. Because that's what I'd want to trade it, Give you a little airtime. You give me a new face. You know what I mean? Let's go back to our phones. On a day where Tennessee ruined Sammy's birthday, but they gave Negative some fodder. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony, John Vols.
Hey, John, welcome in.
Hey. Appreciate all you do through this entire season, late night hours, the whole crew. It's pretty awesome.
You're the man, brother.
Really awesome.
Thank you.
I was thinking about a mint, and it's so Tennessee that you play yourself to where you don't get the bye, but you have all these players not only injured and beat up, like we said the other night, but now, with that bug that's going around.
Yes.
So, if you were in charge of the world, would the Vols be sitting mint,
Yes.
I'm afraid what's going to happen is the Vols are going to, win their first one, somehow win their second. In other words, it's going to string out the season, which is going to knock out the team's last bit of injury. So would you sit through if it came to that?
Yes,
like,
I would sit him.
I
said it 2 weeks ago. I'd sit him. Or 3 or 4 days ago. I'd sit him through the NCAA tournament and keep him off his feet. He would moderately shoot around on the side like he's been doing, He would not practice at all. He would literally not practice at all. If it's me.
I think Mike Keith today said there were a couple players that didn't play. Evans, I think, didn't practice. I think Evans was one of them. I don't know that, but they were beat up after the last game, we said, and now they're really shorthanded. So to do what they did in the second half, that shows fight in them. I think Akpara showed a lot of fight, and he realized that this is his senior year, correct? So it's over for him.
For who?
At Tennessee.
Akpara?
So, yes.
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad you mentioned him. Brian, Akpara was about as bad as he could be for about 10 weeks. He has been lights out and lights on lately, Brian. He gives me hope.
He gave them a chance.
Brian,
he blocked, I don't know how many, at least 5 shots
you
in the second
pointed out,
half.
hey,
then he had 10 rebounds.
Hey, listen, I'm not trying to be sheepy here. I'm not. He plays the way he's been playing last couple games. Estrella stays sort of locked in. You go down to Nashville and lose. I'm serious now when I say that. And keep our guy off his feet. You put Evans in there for Boswell, where you can actually, have a 2-guard that can actually score a little bit. And you give our point guard a little rest here, and we might have something. For the first time all year, we might have something here. That's the makings of a tournament run if you can do all those things.
Yeah, Tone, I was listening to Chris Lofton talk, and they were giving halftime stats, and they were talking about the points in the paint. And Lofton said, this is an area you should have dominated them in the first half.
Yep.
So my question to Akpara would be, where was it the past 10 weeks and the first half? Basketball is a screwy sport, man. Though it really is.
No doubt.
But again, I'm afraid this team's gonna win a few games, and then it's gonna,
You mean in Nashville and hurt their chances?
Yeah. What if it meant goes to the coach and says, I'm playing. I just wonder how much power these kids have. I mean,
well, they have all the power.
Well, yeah, I'm being sarcastic.
That's the truth, right? I mean, and John, and I appreciate the call, but you bring up a great point, which we'll talk about this week. Because here is what happens always with these tournaments, is why I don't like them. First of all, they're money makers. They don't make any sense. They make sense for Auburn. They make any sense for the Vols. Look, if you have a book of tickets and I'm speaking ill of this and you're mad at me, okay, that's fine. But one thing you're always going to get from me is my opinion. And here it is. If I'm Tennessee, the best thing for them is to get across from Oklahoma Saturday, or Thursday, and then have a hot shooting day, and you go home. And you're a 6 seed. Okay, fine. You got to play anybody. You got to play everybody anyway. But if you're a 6 seed, you stay out of that, having to play a 1 seed in the Sweet 16. So if you can scratch and claw and fight, you get in the middle of that bracket, which is really what's interesting about tournament basketball. Listen, Ament's playing really well. But the 2 big guys are playing really well right now. And Estrella all of a sudden has springs in his legs. I don't know what's happened here. I call it a money year for him. I'm not saying that's what it is, but hey, he's about to be a high ticket guy. And when they look at what he's doing on film, now, hey man, he scares me. I'm just keeping it real with you, because it's what we do. But let's go back to the phones. And shout out to my friends at Performance Medicine. It's Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime, presented by Marcos Garza, the great Garza Law Firm. Also want to shout out the great Josh Collins and the Collins Insurance Agency. Everything from pillar to post. In the Rainier Studios, insured by the great Josh Collins. Erie Insurance is an incredible product. That's an incredible company. They've insured the Rainier Studio for 10 years now, and I'll tell you this. We've had some things happen here, and they've always paid. And the reason we've had some things happen here is where the studio is. There's like the locals here believe there's like a copper mine around here, but it's extremely conductive, the soil here, and the thunderstorms are nasty. And we've gotten our stuff obliterated a couple times. Erie always pays. No questions asked. Top notch. Let's go back to our phones and get our next call in. Hi, welcome in. You're on Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime. Hi.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, welcome in.
It's Miller.
Hey, Miller, welcome in, brother.
That was a pretty disgusting exhibition, I thought.
Yep.
Hey, how can you come out flat for the last game of the year? That is beyond me. And they came out flat. Vandy got all the loose balls.
Early
I
on.
don't know the number,
Yep.
but I bet they out-rebounded them the first half.
They sure did.
And Gillespie had a terrible game.
Yes.
He was fading left or right on almost every shot. He wasn't squaring up, and you could tell. But it was just aggravating game. In the big picture, it doesn't mean a whole lot.
Nope.
As far as the NCAA goes, I'd a whole lot rather be a 6 seed as a 4 or 5.
No
the only
doubt.
thing worse than a 4 or 5 is an 8-9. Whereas the 6 is a pretty good place to be.
6 is a soft spot to make a run from, I think.
It is too. That's where I hope they end up being. I'm like you. I don't care about the SEC tournament anymore. It's about like the football championship game. It doesn't mean anything other than the only team that the SEC tournament means anything to this year is Auburn.
That's it. And it really shouldn't mean anything to them because they don't belong in. They don't belong in the damn NCAA tournament.
No, they don't. I tip my hat that you play a tough schedule, but you got to win some of those games.
I would say.
And just because you played them, if you don't win them, then that's shit. And
totally agree with that.
Pearl should be ashamed for what he's doing. He's making himself look stupid.
You mean Bruce Pearl?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, you were talking about Parr a minute ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think, other than Amen, I think Parr has the best chance of anybody on that team to play professional basketball in the NBA. As a backup, he could be a rim runner and a rim protector. And I could see him sticking somewhere.
Yeah, you said it. Yep, you said it.
So he's a tremendous athlete. You know, he can pretty much guard 1 through 5.
Yep.
And I think he has a chance to go up there and stick.
I think you're right. Now, he might have to go through the G League and develop a little bit, or maybe might have to go to Europe. But he definitely has the athletic ability. He was on a pogo stick today in that game.
And he was terrible start of the year.
Yes, he was. Like for the last 10 weeks, he was. For the first 10 weeks, he was bad. Yeah.
It was like his head wasn't there. But that whole team has been like that this year.
Yep.
And they rotate between players which one is not going to show up, which is really, I guess, a reflection of they are what they are. If you throw out the bye games, unless my math is wrong, they're 13-10.
Yeah.
Against the Power 5 conference.
Which is about what they are. Which is about what they are. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'll be surprised, not knowing what the bracket is. I don't see them getting out of the first weekend.
Well, we'll see. All matchups.
Yeah.
Hey, here's the thing we know. If they get across a court from a team that can really shoot the 3 ball, that can really score and put pressure on them, they'll be in trouble.
Yep.
If that team that can really, like an Oklahoma type, that can really score and put a lot of pressure on them, of course, Oklahoma's going to have to do a lot to even get in the field. But I'm talking about there are teams out there that will give Tennessee fits, no doubt about it, early in the tournament.
I've seen a lot of brackets have the first game matched up with Miami of Ohio.
Uh-oh.
And I don't think Tennessee could beat them. They shoot the 3 ball real well. I watched them last night, first time really.
Yeah.
They have 7 guys that average double digit. That's unheard of.
Here's the thing, though, Miller. How many guys do they have that can guard Estrella? And how many guys do they have that can guard Okpara if it's going well? That's what I
don't have
submit to
anybody
you.
to guard them or amen.
So Tennessee beats them into the ground. That's kind of my point. But you're right. I mean, they have a game where they're 21 of 24 from three-point land. They'll send you home. They'll do that to a lot of teams. You're right.
I'm going to show my age.
Yep.
When Tennessee played VMI back in the Bernard King days, and Bernard broke his thumb and didn't get to play.
Yep.
And VMI shot the eyes out of it that night.
Yes.
And put Tennessee out. And, yeah, that could happen when you draw those teams like that.
Sure, but the game would go off with Tennessee as about an 11 to 13-point favorite, and Tennessee would take that all day long because they would pound them inside, pound them on the glass, and pound their eyeballs shut. But
they're smart.
But that 1 of 10 shooting day, Miller, could happen to you. That's the tournament.
Yeah, you never know. That's really what makes it so great.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
It's the greatest sporting event there is, in my opinion, because I'm a basketball guy.
Yes.
But it's the best.
It's
and
awesome.
Part of the what makes it so good is somebody like Miami beating a big name team.
Yep.
But right now, this Tennessee team is hard to judge. You don't know what you're going to get from one day to the next. You can what if it, and they could have been a top 5 team this year if they don't blow big leads.
Brian's right. If you take the 1-1 out of the game, they probably do. There's probably 3 more games they win. Just by missing front ends of 1-1s. I mean, that's just poor execution in your building. To go out and shoot that percentage today like Tennessee did from the foul line.
What'd they shoot?
They were for the basketball game, they were 14 of 21, 66%. Not good enough.
There's certain free throws you have to make.
Yes.
You have to make technicals. You have to make when you get fouled on a 3.
Yes.
You got to make and ones.
Yes.
And you got to make the front end of a 1-and-1.
There is no doubt about it, my friend.
Those right there you have to make because they're momentum changers, and it's win or lose right there.
Yes.
They could have won the Kansas game, both Kentucky games, and Alabama.
Yes.
And you flip those 4 around, and they're a top 10 team.
Yes.
But as who was it said, you are what you are, Bill Parcells?
This team's not. You are what your record says you are. And Miller, I thank you. This team's a 9-7 basketball team in the league. Thank you, brother. That's what they are. It's what they started the season as. But here's the truth. After you get out of Nashville, and hopefully you don't grind yourself into the ground, after you get out of Nashville, you have a real opportunity to then hit the reset button. And when you hit the reset button, you're going to hit the reset button with an Okpara who's totally dialed in. You're going to hit the reset button with an Estrella guy that's jumping out of the gym right now. You're going to hit the reset button having found a 2-guard and hopefully resting Jacoby Gillespie, who will be basking in the glow of sitting with me Monday at the tip-off club. I mean, he'll never be the same. That kid might fly to Nashville. As Krenzel retires Wright State 1-2-3 and the Vols win 5-4. Really impressive baseball game. Pretty well played baseball game by both teams there. I mean, you had some goofy college baseball, some goofy fielding, some goofy running in it, but the pitching in that game was excellent. And Tennessee with 9 hits scores 5 runs, and Wright State made a costly error. And Tennessee is put 2 wins together here against a pretty good team. 4 in a row now.
Back-to-back 1-run wins against Wright State.
6 in a row.
Good competition.
Yeah.
By the way, the softball team fell behind 4-0 after a first-inning grand slam and stormed back to win 11-6. They're 22-0, 2-0 in the SEC.
We are Tennessee softball. Say it with me. One thing about the Vols today, there were no false finishes in today's game, no dusty finishes. They trailed in that game for 39 minutes and 45 seconds, and I mean they never led. Brian, I got to go eat. We got like 4 calls on hold, but I got to go. I got to go eat, man. I've had it with it. I've talked about this game for 90 minutes. That's taking one for the team.
And Tone, I ate on the air, by the way.
Love you, Brian. Thank you, man.
Role reversal. See ya.
Thank you. So Monday we'll have some fun with you. It'll be unbelievable, Andy. It's going to be a beautiful thing. But congratulations to our basketball Vols. We finished 11-7 on the year in the league. I called them 9-7. Old habits die hard. You know, meds are meds, as we say with this basketball team. The real season, okay? The real season begins in a week and a half. What can I tell you? 11 days. I can't wait. 12 days. Yeah. 12 days. Can't wait. I know you're laughing at me. This team has kind of grown. Now, can they put the pieces together in the offseason? I don't know. Rick Barnes said something about he expects Nate. Rick Barnes said something about Nate Ament this week. If we could play today. Remember that comment he made? Do I expect Nate Ament to play in Nashville? I mean, maybe. Would I play Nate Ament in Nashville? That'd be hell no. No way. No. I'd be inclined to have Gillespie come down with the flu on Thursday. But that's me. We'll be live with you after the game, no matter what. Yeah, I think this team has kind of grown. Yeah, I do. You've got, once again, you've got Estrella who's playing really well right now. And it's not that he's dominated weak competition. It's the way he's getting off the floor. He's exploding off the floor. You've got Akpara as a different player right now. Granted, Gillespie's roached. He's roached. And shooting a 3-ball wasn't the smartest thing I've ever seen with 18 seconds left when all you needed was a 2 and to keep the pressure on. But, you know, Gillespie's going to do what he's going to do. I've made peace with that. And I'll see the guy Monday. I'm not saying anything I wouldn't say to him. I've made peace with that. The kid plays hard and he tries, and you know, he's become a very good defender, which is another thing we haven't talked about. Reason to believe in them in the postseason. This team, though, is extremely volatile. I say all that to say, as Miller pointed out, one or two of those things may not be true in March. Because very seldom does this team get on the same page with each other. That's why they're 11-7 and why Florida is pounding everybody's eyes shut. You want to hear the weirdest thing, though, about the SEC season? The one saving grace, you can check it if you don't believe me, for Stephen F. and Pearl might be the win they have over Florida at Florida. Can somebody please explain that to me? As weird as Florida losing to Missouri there is, and then they turned around a couple days later and beat us like they were mad at us. Explain that to me, would you? And come with it. And come on with it. Explain it to me. Come with it. How did Stephen Pearl's team beat that Florida bunch? At Florida. Too much chlorine in the pool that night? The kids from Florida got a contact high in their in the locker room. I mean, somebody tell me how they did that. I love you. I appreciate you. I think this is going to be fun to watch. We're here. We're not. And we're in your face. And it's time to roll. And I want to thank all the great calls today. I want to thank all our wonderful sponsors. I want to thank the great Marcos Garza and the Garza. Marcos, I'll see you Monday. It's going to be unbelievable, Andy. Till we meet again, I say fight on, Queen Kimmy. Don't let him get you down. I say that if I talked to my coach in CYO for the St. Pat's Trojans back in the day, Catholic Youth Organization basketball, they would have literally taken lye soap, they would have put it right in my mouth because I ate a bar of soap one time as a kid. Would that surprise you if you thought you knew I went to Catholic school for 8 years and I had a bar of soap in my mouth at one time? Would that surprise anybody listening that's familiar with my show? Till we meet again. I love you. God bless. G to the B to the O. And Vanderbilt's got nice basketball. I mean, Vanderbilt's all right. Vols today were sick. They were beat up, playing without their best player, and still fought to the very end. Look, I'm not into consolation. I'm not going to say I'm proud of them, but I will say this. G to the B to the O. And remember, we could have DeVoe. Love you. Gah! It's a pretty good line right there. Some of you act like, you don't remember the good old days. Because the good old days weren't always good. And tomorrow ain't as bad as it seems. Because I told you my reason for the whole revival. All right, Yenzers. We got an 86-82 game. We're laying the ball up. We should be shooting threes. We're shooting threes. We should be laying it up. This team here, this is an interminable. You got to give the Vols credit for fighting back, but boy, what an interminable end to this game. Goodness gracious. Al, give me a level check. Alex Myers, give me a level check.
Check 1-2. Check 1-2.
Sounded good.
Just a game that won't end.
Just a game that won't end. Brian, and thank God the regular season's over. Brian, give me a level check.
Here we go. Here I am.
Bri, the Vols are going to finish.
Here we go again, White Snake.
What's the number? There you go. What's the number the Vols are going to finish at, Bri? In the conference.
It looks like it's going to be fifth.
No, what's the final record going to be?
21 and
11 and 7.
10.
11 and 7 in the league.
11 and 7.